Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Donkey Kong 64, and I am now back from my short little Christmas vacation. National Lampoon's Christmas vacation, it was not. I had a delightful Christmas. I hope you guys all had great Christmases too. I got Batman, the new Batman game actually, for my Christmas, and I've had a lot of fun playing that over the weekend, but now that the weekend is over, I've come back to playing this again. So, we have all 100 bananas for every Kong here in this level. I somehow managed to miss that tiny balloon you saw me collect at the beginning of the video, thanks to the magic of editing. And I am now going to return those bananas, among others, to the... Well, I'm not going to return them to, but I'm going to give them to these two fat people that we've been meeting every level before this. So... yeah, nothing special particularly in this episode so far, but we are going to face the boss, and we are going to get to the next level. Which should be fun. Because the next level is actually... it's not one of my favorites in this game. It's actually considered one of the hardest levels in this game. The levels that come after it aren't nearly as hard, but... either way, you need 300 bananas to unlock this door, so the easiest, you can... but some of the Kongs, like we saw Donkey's... Donkey was really easy to get all 100 bananas for, as was Chunky. So, this banana total is not that hard to reach. And, you notice me do Chunky last, which means that, well... it's a Chunky boss, of course. And it's also, in my opinion, the hardest boss in the game. Not because it's a hard boss. It's not that hard. It's that it's a little bit buggy. But I'll show you what I mean in a minute. This is also one of my favorite cutscenes in the game. I love Chunky. He's scared of... Dogadon! He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Chunky, you coward. You big, lovable coward. So yeah, we've got to fight Dogadon again. This was the boss of Angry Aztec, for those who haven't watched my previous videos, which I don't know why you're watching this one if you didn't. Chunky is also the only Kong who actually throws barrels sidearm instead of straight on or from above his head. This boss starts out identical to Diddy's boss fight with Dogadon, but obviously things are going to get changed up fairly quickly. Dogadon is a bit faster though, and he is more accurate. And since Chunky handles a bit more sluggishly than Diddy does, he also makes it a bit harder. Now, Dogadon, you saw there, he used his new attack. I was a bit too fast for him, but he does have a new attack where he pounds the ground and uses a shockwave to try to hurt you. It's going to be the first of a few bosses that are going to be using attacks like that. Well, not the first. The Pufferfish had one first. But basically, it's a shockwave that sweeps the entire arena, and you just got to jump over it to avoid it. The only thing is, in this game, that shockwave actually deforms the terrain in a wave pattern, so that you have to time your jumps really well. Otherwise, oh gosh, wall of fire! That wall of fire is actually almost completely unavoidable. So you just want to take the hit and then get over the barrel as quick as you can and hit him while he's standing there taunting you. He comes out of the fire, shakes himself off, and wait. You monster! You'll never survive this! He's like, if I go down, I'm taking you with me! But yeah, he's making the platform sink into the lava. And now he only fires one set of fireballs before he lands, so you pick up the barrel and chuck it at him. He takes a hit, and the Hunky Chunky barrel appears. Jump into it, and start throwing permanent punches into his face! Basically, you want to try to I don't know. This is the glitchy part of this boss fight. The whole idea is to try to beat him until you knock him out. But the thing is that it's hard to know exactly how many times you have to hit him. I've yet to find an accurate representation of exactly how many primate punches it takes to kill Dogadon in this stage. And all I can say is, if you don't keep doing it and just mash the primate punch, you will die, because the platform will sink into the lava, and you will die. We've got about 2 more rounds, if we're good. And the primate punch, the time in the barrel actually varies. Sometimes you'll have longer, sometimes you'll have shorter. It's like I said, it's not hard. It's not probably meant to be hard, but just the fact that it's so hard to tell how much damage you're doing and how well you're doing and how... Yes! Squashed him like a bug. And somehow beating him makes the platform stop sinking into the lava, so Chunky's safe, and... he comes out and slowly burns up like a boss out of a Metroid game. Or the Terminator. And that earns Chunky a well-deserved boss key. So, even for being a coward, Chunky probably has one of the best, most epic bosses in this game. Alright, so we'll go ahead and save and then exit level, because we're done! Fungi Forest is now 100% complete. Alright, let's go on and head out. Well, actually, you know what? It's not 100% complete, because we do still have that one banana left in there that we can't get until we get another ability. Alright. So yeah. While we're heading back to Clumsy's to give him the next key, I could talk a little bit more about what happened on Christmas. Like I said, I got the new Batman game, which I could name, but I'm not going to just because. But you guys should know what it is anyway. Yeah, I really enjoy it, honestly. I played it quite a lot over the weekend. I haven't beaten it yet, but I know more or less what happens, so you don't have to worry about spoiling me. But one thing is for sure, that I will not Let's Play that game or Arkham Asylum, because I honestly don't think those games are very Let's Play friendly. Here's key number 5. And that cleans out Donkey Kong Island's ear. And it also blows up a boulder right behind the island. Yep, it's another 2 levels for the price of 1. So, let's go on and head out and head up. Well, let's take Banana Port 1 back to the main Banana Port hub here. We'll jump into this barrel and switch to Tiny and use Banana Port 2 to head up to where Angry Aztec is, because that's the closest one. There isn't, unlike the other levels, there isn't a Banana Port that'll take us directly to this level, to either of these levels. Banana Port 1 is closest to the second course, and Banana Port 2 is closest to this one. So right now we're on the bridge of Donkey Kong Island's nose, we're going around, and the ear is right over here. We'll just go ahead and head inside. Yeah, like I said, I don't think the newer Batman games, as awesome as they are, I honestly don't think they're very Let's Play friendly. For one thing, they are far, far too dialogue heavy for any sort of running commentary to do anything but blatantly disrespect just how awesome those games are for the most part. I mean, seriously, the voice acting in those games is probably the best voice acting I've ever heard in a video game. And, you know, the last thing you want to do is talk over voice acting that's better than yourself. That's basically saying, I think my voice acting is better than this professional voice acting in this game. And I know mine's not. Maybe there are some Let's Players out there that could do one of the Batman games justice, but I'm definitely not one of them. Not to mention that I really don't enjoy Let's Playing PC games.
Those stubborn apes don't know when they're beat. And even they will have to admit defeat after they tangle my fiery little net. Nothing can stop me now. Their island is doomed. Ah, there you are. I trust the Kongs have been dealt with.
Oh, it was awful, Master. Those horrible Kongs threw nasty barrels at me that went bang, knocked me out to the lava, they did, and I've singed both my wings. Then one of them got really big and punched me in the face. Look at my poor old nose. I want to go and lie down now. I'm not feeling at all well. So yeah, Dogadon is a bit of a sissy. He's basically a bully who just uses his size to his advantage. Anyway, welcome to Crystal Caves, mentioned by most people out there as their least favorite level in this game. Because number 1, it's long, number 2, it's got the same problem as Gloomy Galleon in that everything looks the same, number 3, well, you'll see in a minute. Let's go ahead and collect these bananas while we're here, and there's also some plate glass walls, or ice walls I guess, or crystal walls maybe, around in different parts that you can smash with Chunky and get some bananas out of. This is interesting, a Chunky pad, so that means we must be getting some new powers in this level. We'll have to go and find Cranky then. Yeah, I'm going to do a lot of backtracking and random collecting in this level because this level is probably the king of having bananas backtracked and collected over terrain you've already gone. So even if you go there with one Kong who has bananas there, there's likely another Kong who does as well, and you're just gonna have to backtrack anyway. There are also areas that all the Kongs are going to have to go to, just like in Gloomy Galleon, and even to some degree in Fungi Forest, that all the Kongs are going to have to go to certain areas to be able to collect all of their items. You know, there'll be like collective areas, I suppose you could say. I just can't get the hang of shooting homing ammo into a spot like that, because I don't know why, but the frame rate always seems to drop a little bit just as you pull the trigger with homing ammo. Maybe it's just my imagination and the trailing effect that they put on the homing ammo, but it's I don't know, it bugs me. Anyway, first step you want to do when you enter this level is take Lanky and head off to the right here. I mean, this level is pretty open. You can go literally whatever way you want, and... What? Music change, and... Yes, this is the gimmick of this level that people seem to hate so much, even though I don't really find it all that troublesome. Basically, it's every once in a while the music will change and stalactites will start raining down from the ceiling. Each one that hits you does a whole melon, not a whole melon, just a section of melon of damage, but still, they'll pop out of the it'll happen, I don't know if it's regular times or random times, probably a bit of both, and it does, you know, does damage. It's just basically annoyance. That's what it seems like to me. Anyway, let's go visit Cranky. No, I don't want to play your jetpack game, Cranky. Give me your potion, old man. Monkey. Yes. Orangutan Sprint, Palmus Dashium. I can run faster than you, Lanky, even with k.rool on my back. That's why this potion is a must. Jump into my barrel with your face on it, and you'll emerge like greased lightning. Just make sure you've got plenty of crystal coconuts. So yeah, now we actually have a power that will let Lanky beat that rabbit in a race. But we're going to go back and do that at the beginning of the next episode, okay? We want to do some things here in Crystal Caves first. So yeah, Diddy and Donkey already have all of their potions at this point, or at least all of their single-year ability potions, which means that you don't need to upgrade them, but Chunky, Tiny, and Lanky all do. Measly 7 coins? It off you 10 times that. Gorilla Gone, where is Ungonas? So that's what the monkey pattern is for Chunky. Do us a favor and use this one as often as possible, huh, Chunky? Stand on my pad with your face on it and press Z to turn invisible. Then we don't have to look at your ugly features. So yeah, Chunky can turn invisible. I think that seems to be like lining up with his cowardice, but really, whatever. And then we also get Tiny's pad ability in this level, which is another ability that's going to be very useful to us. Not as useful as her shrinking powers, but still useful. Okay. Let's see what we got. Monkey Port, Warpung Craftius. Yep. I'm really proud of this one, Tiny. If you stand on my pad with your face on it and press Z, you'll be teleported to another location. So it's basically a banana port, but specifically for Tiny. It won't work for any of the other Kongs, obviously. So, yeah, it's not necessarily a bad mechanic, it's just, you know, I wouldn't call it terribly useful because it only gets used a few times because you get it so late in the game, but it's necessary. They make us use it, basically. Okay, let me see. I know there's some bananas up here. I want to see if there's anything. I can't remember if there's anything else, though. No, I guess not. Yep. See, every once in a while, the music will just start up, and then all you gotta do is run in one direction, and you won't get hit. See? No problem. Now, you want to make sure to, when you're first exploring this level, you want to make sure to go around with Chunky first. Chunky and probably Diddy. Chunky because you have to smash a bunch of crystal walls so that other Kongs can access certain areas. And Diddy because his jet barrel, which is right over here besides Cranky's, is extremely useful for getting around here until you get all of the banana ports. At which point he becomes not quite as useful, but until you get all the banana ports, you're really gonna need Diddy almost for for that. Why do I do that? I mean to hit Z, left C, and then press up C to switch, but that's a donkey balloon anyway, isn't it? Yep, of course. But, yeah, see, we're gonna have to do something in here with Chunky and Hunky Chunky later, once we get that igloo removed. If I can just remember how to do that. That wasn't a sniff of, like, disdain or anything, that was because I have a bit of a stuffed up nose. And, let me see. Okay. I think there's some stuff we can do in this next room, if I'm not mistaken. Here, actually, let me switch to Diddy. Let me follow words with action and go ahead and use Diddy's jet barrel. Okay, there's a banana port 4 right over there. We're not going to want to do that. Instead, we're going to want to come in here to this igloo. There's a Kasplat directly below us. That's Chunky's. But it doesn't really matter. What you got to do is fly through that star. Because that'll make these, you only have to do it once, but that'll make all these music pads appear around this igloo. And this is an area you actually have to come through with each Kong, obviously, and go into the igloo with each Kong, and each one will have a different room with a different, I wouldn't call them mini-games. Some of them lead to banana barrels, but most of them are just little, I guess you could call them mini-games, but I don't know if that's really an accurate term. Whatever. And here's... Okay. Remember what I said the banana ports are extremely useful in this course? Here's banana port 1. So now we can work from the entrance directly to this room. Here's banana port 3. This is going to be insanely useful for Tiny later on. And over there is a banana port that leads to a golden banana for Tiny. But obviously we can't use that quite yet. So... Ow. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and head into the igloo right now. Just because I want to get at least one golden banana in this video. Yes, I know, it dropped the blueprint. I don't care. I'm going to get that with Chunky later. Okay, so this minigame. This is trial and error at its best, ladies and gentlemen, because you have 50 seconds to pick up and throw barrels from these pads in the correct order. There are 6 of them, and you have to find number 1 first, throw it, and then follow, obviously follow in order. So I managed to pick absolutely every single one except the one that I needed. Excellent. 3, 5, 6. This one's on 4. It's not that hard, and this is actually one of the few times in this game, aside from the boss battles, that you get to throw barrels around, but whatever. So each one of these rooms, each time you enter the igloo, it usually has at least a few bananas, a golden banana, as well as one of these little gimmick games for each Kong. So, yeah, it's a good place to come first when you initially start exploring this level, because it's an easy way to get a lot of golden bananas and a lot of bananas fast. Except for one golden banana in particular, that's a bit of a pain. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Now, you might think we're going to do Donkey next, considering there's a whole bunch of his bananas lying around. Nope, we're going to go ahead and do Chunky now, so we can get his blueprint out of the way. Just because, otherwise, every time we play that music, the little blueprint jingle is going to taunt us, saying, ha, the blueprint's right here, but you don't have the right Kong to pick it up. And I'll be like, you know what? Whatever. I'll get you later. But I don't want to get him later. I want to get it now. Oh yeah. Great. Stalactites. See, that's what I mean. The stalactites aren't dangerous. They're just annoying. They get in your way. They slow you down. Grab a bit. Oh yeah, those are chunky bananas in there, by the way. Because that igloo will blow up eventually once we get inside of it with Tiny. Go ahead and enter the igloo with Chunky. Yay! And look who it is. Tied to a barrel. Our old friend the rabbit. How he got here, I don't know, but basically the gimmick of this is we want to try to keep as many flames as possible, a few flames as possible from reaching him. Otherwise, they'll shorten the fuse and kill him. Which, normally I'd just say, yeah, go ahead. But, you know what? He's going to give us a golden banana, so it's worth it. Really, it's one of the most unexplained minigames in the game, but... Gee, thanks, Chunky! Don't worry about me now! I've got things well under control! See, he's just as cocky as ever, but he does get reward us with the golden banana, so, you know, all's well that ends well. So that's 2 golden bananas collected, a few regular bananas, and a new level entered after we beat a boss. So I'd say we made some pretty decent progress in this episode, wouldn't you? Basically, that's my outro, because I'm going to be leaving you guys off here, and we're going to be exploring some more of Crystal Caves in the next episode as soon as, well, I guess I get it uploaded. See you guys next time!